Microsoft and Docker new partnership, new Service Bus Explorer, and Xbox Series X games. This is the M&AN Show. Hello everyone, and welcome along to a new episode of the M&AN Show, where we analyze the weekly news about Microsoft and Azure. Make sure to subscribe to this channel right now. Just click on the subscribe button below and turn on the notifications so you will not miss any other videos. As expected, after last week where we had a lot of news because of Microsoft Build, this week has been pretty quiet. However, we still have a bunch of very exciting news to go through. Let's start with the first one. The new Azure Service Bus Explorer is available in the Azure portal. If you're not familiar with Azure Service Bus, it's the enterprise-grade messaging solution in Azure, which is fully managed, highly scalable, and offer a whole lot of features. Like many other PaaS services, has two set of features that can be performed. The first one are the management operations, which basically allow you to create new service bus namespaces, queues, and topics, and manage them, etc. The other ones are the data operations, which basically means operating with the messaging. So create a new message, consume a message from a queue, and so on and so forth. While management operations have always been available via the Azure portal, the same was not true for the data operation, for which you needed to have your specific implementation in your application or rely on some community-driven projects. Until now, because now we have built-in support for all the data operations right into the Azure portal. Just go to the queue or topic where you want to do your messaging operation in, go to the left navigation pane, select Service Bus Explorer, and you're done. You can do everything you want with your messages in that queue or topic. This makes the whole experience a lot more seamless. Of course, it's not advisable to use just the Service Bus Explorer for your production operations. You still want all your scenarios to be managed by your application. This is the whole concept of a messaging system. However, you now can intervene in production and do all your operations that you need within the Azure portal. Next one is the title news. Microsoft and Docker are getting closer and closer together. In fact, the two companies just announced a new partnership to integrate Docker more closely into Azure and in the Visual Studio family. The integration will work in a few different ways, but this one is for me the most exciting. The Docker built-in tools, including the command line, will provide a very easy way to set Azure directly as a context, and then run containers directly into Azure, especially in the ACI, Azure Container Instances. And this will work with just few simple commands. In fact, in the next version of the Docker desktop, which will come later this year, we will see new commands, new built-in commands that allow you to log into Azure, set Azure as a context, and run your container in Azure. If you're not familiar with Docker context, they are easy way to switch basically between environments and configurations. So for example, you can create a context for your local computer, another context for your test environment somewhere, and maybe your context for your production or another test environments in Azure. The whole Docker toolchain, including CLI, actually honors the context, which means that this will make it very, very easy to run containers in Azure, because all the tools you execute will grab the configuration from the context. And that also means that running a container in Azure will be as simple as saying Docker run your container. And again, setting the context to Azure will be very simple. It's just down to two commands. You just have to log into Azure and set it as a context. And that's it. Pretty sweet, right? Last news for today, but I'm very excited about this as well, is about Xbox Series X console. As you probably know, Xbox Series X is the new generation of the Xbox gaming consoles. But what you probably don't know is that there will be thousands of games already available at launch of the new console. We will be able to run most of the games from Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox One X, and even the original Xbox. And not only they will run on the Xbox Series X, they will actually look much better. And this is thanks to a lot of innovations that the Xbox team built and added to Xbox Series X. For example, they created a new HDR reconstruction technique that enables the console to automatically add HDR to to all the games that are not previously done for HDR. As this technique is handled by the platform itself, it can be applied to any game without actually impacting the game performances. And also it can be applied to Xbox 360 games, but even to original Xbox games that have been developed more than 20 years ago. The Xbox team also created a whole new lot of innovations, including a technique to increase and double the frame rate of games from 30 FPS to 60 FPS, or if the game's already running 60 FPS, bring that to 120 FPS. This is awesome. And I forgot to say that all of these new features and innovations will be super proven by the time the console comes out, because as of today, the Xbox team already logged more than 100,000 hours of gameplay on these new features, and they plan to reach at least 200,000 hours of gameplay before the console reaches the market. I'm super excited about this new console, and literally I cannot wait for it to be available so I can finally switch between my Xbox One X, which is still a great console, to the Xbox Series X, which will be even greater. Alright, that's it for today. As I said before, it was a quiet week, but still we had some very interesting things to talk about. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And let me know in the comment section below if you want me to talk about any specific news or topic in the next episode. Thank you very much for joining me today, and see you soon at CoderDave.